Our next guests are lining up on the phone as we speak. Jay?
That's correct. It is October 1st, which means we are getting closer, just a few days away from Locktoberfest in Rome, New York. And joining us now, Director of the New York State Canal Corporation, Brian Stratton. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing great.
Great. It's great to be with you, Dave and Jason.
For sure.
Everybody's getting excited because it's October 1st, and it's Locktoberfest on the New York State Canal System. And this is Rome's turn. This is Rome's opportunity to host Locktoberfest. We started this last year in Lockport, and Lockport is almost to the western end of the canal system.
Yeah, near Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken.
Near Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
and they started Locktoberfest last year. They just had their second annual last weekend. And, you know, September, October, it doesn't have to be a specific weekend. It's just an opportunity to celebrate the harvest and the fall season on the New York State Canal. And it's always great on the canal, but autumn is a particularly beautiful season, and the leaves are turning, the air is crisp, the bounty of the fall harvest is coming in, the beer is cold, the wine is spirited, and so it's just an opportunity to have fun. And Rome is doing so many wonderful things at the waterfront along the canal at Bellamy Harbor Park. So we were delighted when Mayor Fusco said, yes, I'm in. I want to bring Locktoberfest to Rome, and we're excited to see it happening this weekend.
Sure, and of course the canal system recently inspected. I know, Jay, we had the folks in with the inspections here locally, and so everything in perfect functioning order for the canal, and you're looking like we're going to have good weather, looking like the hurricane's going to stay off the coast for the most part, Brian.
We're keeping our fingers crossed. I know all the meteorologists are studying its projected paths, and the governor has urged all of us to be on alert. So we're still hoping that that's the case, but we should get a better idea in the next 24 hours. And I think if there is a cause for concern, it's probably in the Sunday-Monday time frame, and Locktoberfest is Saturday. So I know there's a big tent, and there's some that we have the beautifully refurbished canal terminal building there at Bellamy Harbor Park. Yeah. So there is an opportunity to be out of any weather that comes, but we're hoping for the best, and we know that spirits will be high no matter what it is.
Yeah, it's a great location. My wife and I love dropping our kayaks in at that location, too.
Yeah, that's great. It's a wonderful kayak launch that was put in a couple of years ago, and now we're looking at bringing more amenities. Actually, the mayor is looking at bringing more amenities to the refurbished terminal building. Nearly $2 million in improvements over the past 4 years in Bellamy Harbor Park, with the Boater Resource Center that's going in just on the other side of the roadway there. And I know the mayor wants to have a trail that will link that to the terminal building in Bellamy Harbor Park, and just a perfect place to be. You don't have to have a lock to have a great Locktoberfest. You know, people know that when you're talking about a canal system, it means locks, and the spirit is there. And we also have the Lock 20, where you've been to before and talked to us. That's just near Rome, but Bellamy Harbor Park is the center of the canal system in the city of Rome, and that's where it should be. And boy, I'm looking at these music acts that are featured for Saturday. I don't know any of these bands, but they sound like they're really dynamite acts.
Fire away. I bet Jay knows some of them. Go ahead. Who do you have?
Agnasia, Caution, Jimmy Wolf, Midnight Mike, and the Bent Blinds. That one sounds pretty cool.
Love that name.
Slug, and then there's Stephanie Steele. So those are the musical performances that are featured.
Well, Slug I know well. The lead guy, Joe, is a good buddy of mine. I know you'll have a good time with those guys.
Definitely some great local bands. And Brian, you mentioned development and things happening at Bellamy Harbor Park, and also you started off talking about the picturesque idea of the canal and itself. And we get to enjoy that every morning right here on our property. And Dave mentioned, hopping in and taking the kayaks down the canal. How long is the canal open for the season? And then back to development and things. What are you seeing? Are more folks trying to develop parts of the canal? Has there been more focus on that? Because I know that's something that we love about our property here with the placement of it.
Well, absolutely. In the short time that we have remaining, because I know you're wrapping up, we generally go through mid-November. So we're looking at, how we're looking. Obviously, we're concerned somewhat about this weather situation shaping up, but all things being equal, we'll go through mid-November, early first part of November. Pretty much the end of October, we're winding down, and we're seeing a lot of boats exiting the system that go to the southern climates for the winter. But you'll have an opportunity to be in the water for another few weeks, and then we'll start to pull out the buoys in the mid to early part of November as we get ready to wrap it up. A lot of development going on all along the canal. The governor knows that our canal system is an economic engine. I mentioned $2 million in improvements in Bellamy Park along the canal. Of course, your next-door neighbor in the city of Utica, Mayor Palmieri, is developing the Utica Inner Harbor. That's going to be a tremendous asset along the canal system. And then we see all sorts of things going on, whether it's in Schenectady, where my hometown is, or out in the Rochester region with real estate development going on. There are just some great things, and even out in Lockport, there's some great renaissance going on. So that's why the canal inspection is so great, because we get to see these things up close and get an idea of how they interact with the waterfront. So there are fireworks planned for Locktoberfest. It goes 1 to 8 p.m. this Saturday. I'm hoping to be out there in the afternoon. There's also something called a food truck rodeo. I don't know if the trucks actually circle around each other and try to lasso each other, but I guess that's really a sort of an exciting name for a lot of food trucks that are going to be there. Craft beer tasting. This is Taste New York, too. This is the governor's initiative to get New York State products in a high visibility, fun, and enjoyable family way. So we have there will be things to eat and things to drink, and hopefully all New York. It's presented by Brew Central. And
okay.
That's probably one of your sponsors. So that's great, too.
Great. Well, hey, best of luck. Another great event for our area here. It's Bryant, Stratton, and I love your college, by the way. Bryant and Stratton, one of the best in the area.
No, I'm afraid there's not any money coming to me from that institution, but with a name like that, it has to be outstanding.
Yeah, good luck with Locktoberfest. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you very much. It's good to talk to you about.
All right. It's the talk of the town, 100.7 FM, WUTQ.